Hey, welcome to a brand new Planet Scott TV. I'm Scott Liberto, and I've got a hot show tonight. In fact, Arcadefire is coming down right for you. This is Planet Scott TV. Let's get started. So, what in the world's all this fire about? Well, there's a brand new musical. It's called Arcadefire. There you go. And I've got a couple friends I brought with me to tell you all about it. The first one is the producer and writer of this play musical that's going to be happening in only 2 weeks. And so that's Casey Ross. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Great to have you. And we also have Billy Mitchell. Billy Mitchell is, you should know him by now, but really he's a competitive gamer. He's a Twitch gamer. He's a businessman. He's a USA tie-wearing, thumb-up kind of guy. He's also a movie actor and a charity promoter. But most of all, he's a family man. So really glad to have you on tonight.
Absolutely, Scott. This is not my first rodeo with you.
Oh, no. We've seen each other before. I keep on peeking my head around the corner. So making sure you're staying in line and being put on TV and any place else we can get you. So I love to promote your stuff. And so, Billy, before we get started, do you have anything that's new that's happening right now?
Well, it's kind of funny. What I did most recently is sort of tells the story how I met Casey. I'm not always the easiest guy to track down because I'm not a social media guy. When Casey first got a hold of me, I was in California. This couple weekends ago, I was in California at the Retro City Festival, and it's the largest event in California. It's dedicated to retro-era gaming and such. Mm-hmm. And it's good because again, I always look for people with the same passion. At Retro City, just like with Casey, people who have a passion, people who collect, people who want to share, people who want to express that passion. It's this kind of thing that just sort of began out of a backyard, a bunch of collectors, and that's who put the show together. And because of that, they have the same childish attitudes we all had when we were a kid and we played these games. So it's a lot of fun, and it's something that I'm there at each year because it's the very first weekend in January every year. Now, what happened was last March, I believe it was, I was at California. I was at the Arcade Expo at the Kong Off, and Richie walks up to me with a cell phone and says, "Here, this lady wants to talk to you." And I mean, Richie doesn't do that. So I put the phone to my ear. I go, "All right, you talk and I'll listen." And she gave me a 30-second speech about what she had in mind. And I said, "Okay, there'll be somebody for you to talk to. Here's the phone number. You got to call this guy." And she called this guy, and she got the details worked out. And that might have been almost the only time, that I spoke to her before I showed up in Indianapolis when I got picked up. So other than that, it's been a run in the dark, but it's actually been a lot of fun.
Well, I'm really glad that Casey and Billy got together because they have a brand new baby, if you will, and the baby is called Arcadefire. And so that's why you see all the fire all over the place. And it's called The Redemption of Billy Mitchell. And so it's a musical.
I don't see the fire.
Oh, go ahead, say it again.
I actually don't see the fire. My video is frozen.
Oh, is it? Okay.
So, well, I see the fire, but I'm giving the better video because of who I am.
Great. Okay, let me get your, that fixed real quick. Give me 1 second. Audio settings. There's nothing perfect with. Let's see. There you go.
Well, we lost her and got yours.
Are you back?
I'm back.
Okay, perfect. I send the video back to everyone so they can see it and stay along with the show. So Casey, did you track this man down, or how did this happen? Are you his stalker, or are you the person who produced?
There's a joke about that in the show.
Huh?
Yeah, kinda. I didn't want to do it unless Billy said it was okay. I don't think that like comedy or entertainment or anything has to be cruel. And for lack of a better
What?
description, I kind of described it to him like a roast. I was like, this is very respectful, but I'm going to make some jokes. And I wanted him aboard. So I could not find him on social media. He wasn't on there. At the time, he wasn't really active on Twitch either. So, like, I was shooting in the dark and messaging fan sites that weren't really him until finally I did get to Richie. And, I sent him a whole long spiel and said, I know this sounds crazy. I know it sounds like I'm a stalker, but I promise you I'm really writing the show. And just like Billy told you, that's kind of how we came to be.
Okay, so you guys met, and now you've created Arcadefire. Now, this can you tell everyone what Arcadefire is?
Arcadefire is a parody. When I first started promoting it, a lot of people thought that it was kind of like my real thoughts on what really happened, either with the MAME controversy or even with filming in King of Kong. There are some semi-factual bits of research that I actually, do know what happened, but the story very quickly takes a parody standpoint because it is a joke. It's for fun. The goal is not to hurt anybody. It's not serious. So I kind of compare it to it's like the real thing meets Scooby-Doo a little bit. It goes off the rail pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just all in good fun. If you like the culture, if you know who Billy is, if you know the story of King of Kong, you'll have a good time.
Okay, and so Billy, did you expect this? I mean, you've been on TV, you've been in Time Magazine. When she approached you to say, "Hey, I want to do a musical based on your," did you think she was crazy, or is this what Billy expects out of his life?
No, it's not the first time that I've been approached or that somebody has done something like this. The question is what angle it would take and how well it would be done. And whether it's a very serious angle or it's a very humorous curve, either one works. It doesn't always work if you try to do both. And I got to say, she said how it's a lot of fun and, everybody just laughs. And she's correct. Once again, she's correct about most of the people, just like in the movie. But there's some people that hear or come to know what's in the musical or what was in the original musical. Just like there's people who see what's in the movie and they absolutely hit the roof and they lose sleep. And I just find that so incredible that people don't separate fun, humor, creativity from facts. And there are facts that are in it, but there's room for everybody to laugh at everybody. I don't want to sit here and give away anything that's in it, but it's I sat there and I giggled through it as did Walter, who was seated next to me. There were times where, Walter or myself were, the butt of the joke or the humor, and there were many times when other people were, and it was nothing except something to laugh at. And when you're sitting there and you're laughing at every other person in the film and what's going on, and then when it gets turned to you, how can you not laugh? I mean, you have to be like a knucklehead or something like that. But I find it humorous that, just like the movie, everybody has all this fun, but there's a few there, somehow they don't sleep at night.
Yeah.
That's all.
Well, it's supposed to be fun. I can't make it there, but you're actually going to be there for the first 3 days. And so I want everyone to know that the first 3 days for this is going to be, I wouldn't say the most important, but you're going to get more out of it if you go for the first 3 days, which is a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's February 8th, 9th, and 10th. That's coming up within a couple weeks. And so it's really important for you to go get your tickets right now. Go ahead and buy them. They are going to be on sale right here at now I'm going to be putting some links in the video, and it's also going to be a YouTube video. I ask you guys to please send it, to let people know about it, because this isn't Broadway, it's off-Broadway, and so you really need to, get the support of the people around, especially the arcade community. It would be really nice if you could reach out. But here's the pricing. You can see here, for Arcadefire, It is $20 for watching the Arcadefire itself. But then there's also a play pass. Now this is for, there's a lot more events going on than just this play itself. So Casey, can you let me know? You got some people who've helped you out with that, and they're actually making a pop-up arcade. So they're making an arcade out of nothing at all. They're bringing it in so you guys can play, and also Billy's going to be there playing too. But we're going to get into each day about that. But can you tell me a little bit about the arcade portion of it?
Yeah, sure. So we are actually pairing up with a local charity called Video Game Palooza, and the owner of that charity, who does a lot of outreach for coding and technology and just video game kind of studies with kids, Rick Barretto, is donating the use of several of his arcade machines for us to team up and put an arcade in our venue. Which is how I got to Mr. Sid Seattle, who is our creator of Team Score Chasers that goes out to a lot of conventions and expos and sets up these arcade tournaments. And I got talking to him, and I was like, man, wouldn't it be cool if we could set up a whole arcade, set up tournaments so that the audience is coming in, they're able to play these games, they're able to meet Billy, kind of do a meet and greet before, and then go out and see the show, and then afterwards we have this whole great lounge bar experience for an after party. So that's kind of the vision of those first 3 days. And Level Up Gaming Lounge has been very kind. They kind of gave me the keys to the building, so we're there all day, every day, those first 3 days.
Yeah, let's take a look at the building. You guys, Billy, Casey, you're both going to be at this venue. It'll be 2 weekends in a row, starting on the 8th of February, and this is the Irvington Lodge. And this is one heck of a building that you're, wow. I mean, take a look at that.
Yeah, so that under part there, where it's kind of like that gray stone, not the brick, that's actually where the gaming lounge is now. That's an old picture. It's not.
So down here?
Not there. Yeah, so right there, those double doors. Little lounge is going to be down there. They have a really cool Pac-Man bar. And then right there above, where that red brick is, that's the performance space with the big window there. So that's kind of the back wall of our theater.
Okay, and so you've rented out this theater for the day. Now, Billy, the first day that this is all going to be happening, which is on a Friday, let me bring up something here. Give me 1 second. I'm driving a jumbo jet here, if you didn't know. There we go. This is the 8th, and so let me pull this up here. Let's see. What it says here is that you got the pop-up arcade from 1 p.m. to 1 a.m. So it's going to be going on all day, even through the performance itself. And the performance starts at 7:30. Billy, what are you going to be doing at the starting at 1 p.m.? Are you going to be there?
Well, you might find it hard to believe, Scott, but a lot of times these different things that are happening at a show or at an event like this, I sort of learn about them when I show up.
Okay.
And or at least the order in which they're done. So Casey would be much better at answering that question than me.
Okay. Casey?
Yeah, so the plan is we have Sid down there hosting the contests for our patrons as they come in. With that $35 ticket that's kind of like our all-access expo pass, you can come into the arcade starting at 1. We have food, we have drinks. Billy's going to be there. Robbie Lakeman's going to be there. Neil's going to be there, so we can blame him.
Okay, you just threw something out. Who's Robbie?
Robbie is the current world record holder of Donkey Kong.
Okay, so you're going to...
He represents the young blood.
the next generation, if you will. Let me see. Okay, I think I have a photo. Is this who we're talking about?
That's the guy.
Okay, cool. So Billy is going to be playing side by side with the current champion, and this is for charity, isn't it?
It is. So we're still kind of setting up our contest with that and having Sid help us coordinate that. But the plan is that the two charities Billy will be playing for one, probably mine, which is my Theater Company Catalyst repertory, and Robbie will be playing for Video Game Palooza. Whoever gets the highest score, we're going to donate our charity pot that is money that we've made there at the event to whichever charity, and it's all in good fun and all for a good thing. And whatever happens, a cool local charity that's got some video game tie-ins makes a little change.
Billy, I gotta ask you, you're going to be side by side with somebody who's very good at playing Donkey Kong. Are you going for a high score? Because this is called the redemption of Billy Bitchell. So, and you definitely more than reproved yourself, over at Glitch Bar about a month ago, putting over that million score. But is this another time you think you're going to give it a shot for that? Or are you just going to be having some fun with this?
Well, I'll give you the more real news. At the original Arcadefire, a good number of months ago, it was opening night, the very first night that the musical was being shown, and we were at Tappers, and I had just played a game. I did really good. I didn't do good enough, but I did really good. And I go, all right, that's it. And Casey goes, no, play one more. And I go, I don't know if there's time. She goes, oh, don't worry about the time. So I hit start, and I started playing. Now, it's going all the way. I go over 1 million points. And I'm playing, and I call her over, and I says, first of all, hardly anybody was watching. Usually there's a big crowd. There's like 2 people. I'm thinking there's something wrong. And what I didn't know was, at Tappers, they had begun streaming it on all the TVs. Nobody had to stand behind me. They're all glued to the TVs like this.
Ah, okay.
So I called her over, and I said, don't let him go over 1,047,000. She goes, why? I go, never mind why. Just do it. She says, okay. And she's telling me my score as I'm playing. I got it 1,047,000, and I stopped it at that controversial score. Then we get up there. Then people came over. Then there was congratulations. Then there was handshakes and selfies and all that fun stuff. And we open the game, and we look at the control panel and the board, and we see that it's all authentic. And then all of a sudden, everybody looks at their watch, and they realize it's 5 minutes or so before the musical starts. And the musical's 10 minutes drive away. So we all race out to the car, the cast and the producer and everybody, and there's a guy walking around. You thought he had some type of mental challenge. He's just walking around crazy, talking to himself, and we couldn't figure out what was wrong. And then we realized it was her buddy, her helper, her assistant, Topher, and he goes, I locked the keys in the trunk. The keys are in the trunk. The script, equipment, everything we need is in the trunk. We can't even take an Uber because everything's in the trunk. So we don't know what's going on. All of a sudden, Casey starts walking around looking like he did, like this. And, what's going on? It's a big freak out moment. Suddenly, she finds what she's looking for. She picks it up. It's a brick. She hurls back. Like everybody's ready to...
What?
And she the window of the car.
Casey, can you confirm this happened?
This is true. I can also confirm that this is great for me because I've once again become frozen. So I'm just looking at a still of Billy Mitchell telling the story.
Just keep talking. I will.
So what happened was, they reach in, they pop the trunk, they go in the trunk, they get the keys, and it's get in the car. Well, everybody's sort of intimidated. You just sort of bustle in the car. You're sitting on all the shard glass and everything. We drive like a maniac to get to the venue. Everybody's out of the car, running, brushing off the glass, racing upstairs. It was on the second or third floor. And the whole crowd's waiting for everyone to get started. And that's how we get started. So you're asking me if I'm going to do something similar at this event as I did the last event. I don't know. It was a lot of fun, but it was kind of scary. I don't know. I hope I don't get scared out of doing it. But yeah, that'll be the intention.
We're on less of a time crunch this time, not being part of a festival. So I hope I don't have to throw any more bricks.
Yeah, but we still have the brick and everything. It's all historical at this point.
It's true. We bought a jar for Walter to make a trading card for the brick.
It would have been way cooler if you brought out a giant mallet, just to slam it, hand it over to Billy and say, I'll take care of it.
Should have just thrown that keg from Tappers through the window.
Yeah.
Barrel it.
Well, you've seen a lot of fire in your life, Billy, and so I assume the fire portion of it has to do with the controversy, Billy. I mean, let's put it this way: when you're a winner, when you've won things, or if you've were to reach a certain level, everyone's trying to knock you down, and so you know you're at a point in time where it's like, okay, well, if they didn't believe me the first time, they're going to believe me the second. And you know, you originally did some of this stuff 10, 20 years ago, and you're redoing it over again, just to let them know, hey, the man still has it.
Absolutely, 100%. The truth is, we were laughing looking through some hate mail that was 10 years old, 15 years old.
Yeah.
The same people who were unhappy then are unhappy now. And the same people that are unhappy with me, okay, it's not just me. Sure, they're unhappy with me. They're unhappy with Casey because she's produced something, because she's succeeding. They're unhappy with you because you have a successful show here. Unhappy people are unhappy people. I wish I could help them. There's nothing I can do to help them. Only God can help them.
Well, I'm kind of hoping that going to this play may give them a few laughs, some great time, some great real competition, and they might be able to meet you, because I was told that to know you is to love you. Did I hear that from someone else, or was that a quote from you?
No, that's someone else. But the truth is, everybody I meet, I always have a good rapport with.
Yeah.
People that are skeptical are easy.
Yeah.
The true people way out there are not people that ever show up at an event. So, but the people I meet, even if they're skeptical, I really enjoy the questions. I really enjoy the interaction. It's a lot of fun. It's actually probably what I enjoy most. The gaming aspect, the playing aspect, is without a doubt what I enjoy least. I'm focused on the screen. There's people behind me, people that came a long way, spent their resources to get there, and I'm not able to turn around and interact with them. That's really frustrating for me.
Yeah.
That's why the schedule will try to give us a mix of what it is we're talking about.
Cool.
The gaming is actually not the fun.
So let's talk about Saturday. So we have everything set. We talked about Friday. Here's Saturday. Now is going to be the same thing on Saturday the 9th?
Kind of, sort of. We actually have a couple Galaga guests coming down on Saturday. So I'm going to be moving some Galagas into our Donkey Kong Lounge as well. And we've got Mark Scholl and John Klinkle, and I think our friend Colton from Evansville and High Score Saloon's coming out. And so we've got some extra, I guess, celebrity gamers coming in Saturday. And then
and some of them were there last time, too.
Yeah, they were. They've been big helps. And the community as a whole has been mostly positive. I mean, there's some of those losers that Billy talks about that have reached out in a negative way, but, you know, they're not going to show up. The cool guys do.
Yeah, and I got to say, Billy, and this is not blowing air, when you start and you go to an event, because I've seen multiple events, you start off, you are ready to go, you've got your tie on, you're sitting in front of people for 12, 16 hours. I've never seen you deny anybody, and I've never seen you have any kind of attitude toward anybody you've ever met. Now, this is just, I've known you for a few years now, and I've seen you at a few events. You're like the Energizer Bunny. How do you get so much focus and energy to be able to put out, to be able to do a 10-hour run? Is it what you eat? Do you mentally prepare for it? You know, what goes through Billy to be Billy?
Okay, before I get to the real answer, just on a humorous level, since you're talking about energy, I laugh at different people, the people who watch me stream, countless people. I could start to name them, but each one might get mad that I missed the name. But I say to them, I say, you guys are wimps. I said, I'll bet you that I can sit here and play longer than you can watch. And so a while back, we took up that challenge, and we took like 12 tough guy names who said, I can sit here and watch as long as you can play. Well, when I finished playing, there's 2 people that were still on the stream watching of the 12. And the fact of the matter is, I think one was Jared and the other one was Ninja. And the fact of the matter is I played for 18 hours. Well, now I want to do it again. I want to go 20 hours. For some reason, the time doesn't seem to work against me. But going back to your point, yes, when I go to the venue, when I'm there with the people, I have in mind, honestly, I do, that people went there their time, their money, their effort, their resources, most of all their life. They took a portion of it and they went there for a reason. And if they go there for that reason, then I need to give them 110% of my effort. And the fact is, I've had trouble with a few venues, not recently, but in the past. And every time I set up a convention, I have the same speech. If I'm seated somewhere, if I'm doing something, if there's a line of people and they're there to meet me or a selfie or a handshake or an autograph or a question or whatever, and there's something comes up on the schedule, oh, we got to be over there in 10 minutes, or I will not leave one single person in line, no matter what. I've had them saying we have to go, and I say no. These people are in line, and I'm going to go when the last person is here in front of me. And when I tell them ahead of time, it's good because then they schedule it as such that it won't happen. But I'm simply never going to show somebody the disrespect of walking away because I'm too busy or I'm too important or I don't care about the fact that they're there or they're waiting in line or they brought their child to meet me or they'd like me to sign something. And I really do have those speeches with the different venues. And the last speech that I give them is, I always laugh. I'm thinking of Preston and Southern Fried Gaming Expo. I say to him, he'll show me the schedule. I'll say, who writes this schedule? It's the standard joke. Now I'll go, what, did some wimp write this schedule? Billy will do this and that, and then he'll do this. Oh, then you'll have time to relax. Relax? What is that? What are you talking about? I mean,
It's true.
think about it. You're really going and going and going and going like we're talking about, and then you went and sat on a soft, cushy chair. I fall asleep. So I prefer to just keep moving and keep going. And as long as people around me have the positive energy, yeah, I mean, I'm scared to think exactly how long I could actually go. I mean, I'm sure I could go into days, without a doubt.
And Casey, your video is, I can't fix it right now, but just do the audio. We're going to continue on.
I can see her.
But vice versa. She can't see you at the moment, but that's okay. We'll fix it in a little bit. Okay, so let's talk about Sunday for a second, because that's going to be the third day, and things are different from noon to 2 p.m. That's when, let me pull this up on the screen. There we go. Let's see. There we go. From noon to 2, that's when the pop arcade happens. But at 2:30 is the other Arcadefire. That's when you're going to have another rendition of it. You want people to get there how early? How much beforehand to take their seats?
They can get there as early as the Popcade opens, so like they can get there at noon. Doors will open for the show at 2, and then we're doing the show at 2:30. The reason, A, it's a matinee. B, since we do have Robbie, we're going to do our charity stream of Donkey Kong after that show. After, I'm sorry, Billy, a dinner break. So we're going to do our Legends of Donkey Kong face-off for charity starting at 7.
Okay, so she's running the show. Billy's definitely going to be there. Now, Casey, I want to end up with, finalize all this interview and promo with, can you tell me how much work has gone into this? Because the reason I'm doing this is because people like you have a whole bunch of people who have passion, who want to make something happen out of nothing, and you're being creative. You've got to physically put it together. You've got scheduling. People are doing things for free or reduced cost. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yes, for sure. So I've been working on the script and the show for about a year. So this is the first time that we're going to be doing a full length of it. The show's about 2.5 hours now, as before it was only an hour. I did kind of a sample of it the last time Billy was out at Fringe, just to make sure it worked, because it is a lot of work. I've got 5 actors in the show. I have 3 technicians. I now have a chorus of 6 more people, so there's more people in the show. And we also have our sponsors of Video Game Palooza, that children's video game charity, as well as One Up, which is a new bar arcade concept that opened up, and Level Up. All have come together to help us out to create this play, because theater's kind of costly. We have to rent the space. We have to buy the wigs. My actor that plays Billy doesn't have enough hair, you know?
I never had a wig.
Yeah,
And-
Billy, what did you tell Luke?
Yeah, Scott, if you're in the play, you'll definitely need a little assistance.
Yeah, I'm basically one of those magnetic things where you take the magnet and you move the hair on.
The Willy Willies.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah.
that's where you go. I'm also a good Mr. Potato Head too. You can just kind of
Oh, yeah.
see it works. Yeah, yeah. Right now I'm going for a Charlie Brown. So I've got a little hair. I'm trying to do a little curl right here. So, but. Or I can do a couple M's on the side. Then I'm Simpson. Yeah. So, but yeah, thanks a lot for bringing that up. I appreciate that. I do have hair envy at the end of the day, and you've got enough for 2 people. So,
Eat your heart out.
Yes, exactly. But I want to thank you all for being on the show.
Well, I wanted to bring up one thing. You talked about the amount of work that goes into it. Like I said, when I flew to Indy, and I got picked up at the airport, I was at the baggage claim, and Casey came up to me and said hi, and my old joke was, how'd you recognize me? But we drove somewhere where we sat, and the cast came to where we were. We were just seated at a table in a restaurant. And so while I was there, I thought I'd share a little humor and some stories with her that people don't know. There's no chance people know some of the stuff that I know. Things that happen with the filming, things that happen, with editing, things that happen that never were spoken of. And so I shared a couple of little things, and as I would share it, or I'm about to the punchline, she would tell me the punchline. And it like knocked me off my feet. Like, how did you know that? Nobody knows that. It's not anywhere. It's not written anywhere. Nothing. And that's when I realized how much she had done her research. So I figured the success was going to be very, very good because she had done that much research, that much success. We talked about particular people, and she says, "Oh yeah, well that guy." She says, "Well, I've been able to find this information and that because I've located 7 different YouTube channels that belong to that guy." Why would somebody have 7 YouTube channels? And I'm like, wow, that explains other things that I know. And 11 different aliases that belong to this person. And that's when I knew she did her research. So someone who researches that hard is definitely going to be successful at what they do.
Well, let's hope this is a great event. Anybody listening to this, please let the world know. Go ahead and resend it through Facebook. Go ahead and email it, carrier pigeon, Morse code, any way that you want. But let people know Arcadefire is about to get lit. So before we go, one last thing. I want to give a throw out to Arcade Game Sales. They're the ones who are allowing you to be where you are. That's what's behind you, Billy. You're at Arcade Game Sales of Fort Lauderdale. So if you need to have a retro game pieced together for real, the real stuff. Also, they have some other things, the 16-1s there, pinball machines, all sorts of stuff. Go ahead and give these guys a phone call. Also, Billy, I'm going to give you a little throw out. Make sure to see Billy on twitch.tv/Billy_Mitchell. He's streaming there on a regular basis. If he's not there, he does lend the stream to other people who are gamers and affiliated with the gaming world. And so if you want to see some really fun stuff, go ahead and go there. And anybody else need a throw out here?
I think I hit mine.
Bill, you good?
Facebook. All of the information that Scott talked about, just Arcadefire Musical on Facebook. We post all of our events, our schedules, ticket links. So anything you need, we're on Facebook.
Okay, great. And so that does...
Go
ahead.
Weekend of March 15th, Kong Off 7 at the Arcade Expo, Museum of Pinball, Manning, California.
Okay, so you're going to be in California for that. And is Richie Knuckles going to be there?
Richie will be there. He and I are partners in the Kong Off.
Okay.
This is number 7.
Okay. And do you have any sort of hidden thing that people are going to be knowing about for the next few months? Because you're very secretive. I have a feeling you might be in the middle of making something
You mean
really
the fact
cool.
that last weekend I was busy filming a movie that nobody knows about? Yeah, there's some secrets.
Okay. Oh, well, we got an exclusive. There's a movie going on. You're filming a movie. Fantastic. So I don't know if it's exclusive or not, but I'm happy to hear about it. So, all right. So catch up with Billy. Arcadefire passes on. Thank you all very much. I appreciate you guys coming on today.
Thank you.
Always.
And that does it for this episode of Planet Scott TV. As always, thank you for coming by. Geek out, and we'll see you next time on Planet Scott TV.